Hi everyone, I hope you're alright. I'm angry and we need to talk about this. First, I feel I should put on my war colours. So we need to talk about what's going on in the divided states of America, the land of the free market, the land where nothing's free except for police brutality. So before we talk about the current protest, I want to take you back about a month ago to the Michigan protests. Don't know if you remember, but there was a political movement that had protests in America, mostly attended by white people and supported by capitalists. As you can see from these tweets, Donald Trump supported it, Elon Musk supported it. Anyway, so these protesters, they were armed and they managed to gain entrance into the state capitol. That's the highest parliamentary building for the state parliament. They got inside with weapons and no one was shot, no tear gas was used. That seemed to differ with the black experience. So now I'm going to go through some examples of how our interactions with the police go. If you look one day before these protests, see how a 14-year-old child is dealt with by a policeman. And remember, this kid had not done anything wrong. He was smoking a cigarette. Next up, you've got to remember, this is not long since Ahmaud Arbery was shot for just going for a run. And the people who shot him lied and had connections to the police. Then you think about people like Charles Kinsey, who's a social worker looking after his autistic patient. You can see him lying on the floor here. He is trying to convince the police to not shoot him, as his patient is not putting down a toy train that the police are shouting him to. What do you think happened? They both get shot. And obviously, police get let off with no consequences. That's how it goes. Like, they still have jobs. Then what about, you think America is a country where you're allowed to own guns, yeah? What happens if some people break into your house and shoot your girlfriend? Are you not allowed to shoot them back? What happens? You get charged with that. So the police entered the wrong building without identifying themselves as policemen, shot at Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend, I believe killing her. I'll correct that if I'm wrong. He shot back once, didn't kill anyone, but now he's on attempted murder charges. Let's see how white mass shooters are treated compared to, non-felony offences by black criminals. What about this? 12-year-old boy selling CDs. Look at Trump's reaction at these protests compared to when white people protested. So his tweet reads, the governor of Michigan should give a little and put out the fire. These are very good people, but they are angry and they want their lives back again, safely. See them, talk to them, make a deal. Now look at his reaction when black people do the same things. The American government says they support protesters for democracy. Protesters in Hong Kong, for example. Look at the equipment that they provide to the soldiers fighting protesters compared to the nurses trying to save the lives of everyone. So if you're interested in some more black experiences, Amber Ruffin has a brilliant bit that she's repeated about her run-ins with the police. She's a very sweet black lady, just so you can see it's not just black men who are having these issues.
The last 2 days, I've told stories about my run-ins with the cops. Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a run-in with the cops.
Also, Hassan Minhaj has a great piece on Asian American and brown America's responsibility to these incidents as well. I believe it was an Asian American police officer who stood next to him and an Arab American who called the police on him.
But hey, it's not our fight, right? This is a black-white issue. America's story didn't start when we got here. When you became an American citizen, You don't just get to own the country's excellence. You have to own its failures. That is the deal.
We all have to stand up and we all have to join together and say we do not accept this anymore. And then you have to remember, you know, I think this sign says it best. We said Black Lives Matter. We never said only Black Lives Matter. We know that all lives matter. We just need your help with Black Lives Matter, for Black lives are in danger. Then you've got to think about the historical context. It's not like this has been going on for years or decades. You know, it's been going on for a long time. If you look at this picture here, you know, all these black people queuing up for a food bank, compared to this story now of a policeman having the cops called on him because he's a black policeman. There are a few different places to see some of the horrific police brutality that has been inflicted by the powers that be onto the protesters. I will link some of them here, but before we get there, as that will be a little bit graphic and I want to give some warnings, I just wanted to leave the people who don't want to stay for that. I want to leave you with this quote. Historically, the most terrible things, war, genocide and slavery, have resulted not from disobedience, but from obedience. So now let's look at some of these officers obeying their commands. So here we've got the NYPD ramming its trucks into protesters. Here, we've got a reporter thrown onto a fire.
Get there, and just the seriousness of trying to move around the city with all this going on, they have to be very, very careful. We'll get out.
Here's an older gentleman being pushed over, having his head being cracked open by the police.
He is bleeding! He's not alive! He's bleeding out of his ear! Get him medic! What the fuck you walking up on me? I'm on the ground!
Here we've got a young woman being pushed over, having a seizure by the police.
Yo, hey! Hey! Get his badge number! Get his badge number!
Here we've got people outside their houses being shot at by the police.
Yes. They just keep coming.
Go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get in your house now! Let's go! Light him up! Go inside now! Get in the house!
And here's a little compilation of some of the shootings and violence and arrests of journalists. Remember, we need a free press.
We're press! This is press, guys! We're media! Stop shooting at us! We're in the middle of a live shot!
Stay back here. Get the camera back. Stay by the car.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna get maced! Boys! Guys, come on! We're doing a job. And this is the Senate press accreditation, so come on. Roll up on freaking cops, bro! We're not doing anything! Oh, you're gonna get arrested. Alright, let's go then. I'm not gonna get arrested. Yes, you are. For what? Get in truck now! Press. And now they're... You see what's going on now. Now there's just a lot of violence erupting. Ben.
Rubber bullets, it's okay. It's those pepper bullets. It's those pepper bullets.
Who are they aiming that at?
Nice shooting at the photographer.
At us, like directly at us. Directly
Why
at
are they
us.
doing that?
He's shooting at our crew.
I don't
Do
know.
they not know that obviously they...
Wherever you'd want us, we will go. We were just getting out of your way when you were advancing through the intersection. So just let us know and we got you.
A few seconds later, he is handcuffed.
I'm sorry?
You're under arrest.
Okay. Do you mind telling me why I'm under arrest, sir? Why am I under arrest, sir?
The cameras keep rolling.
Can I put the camera down?
Omar's CNN colleague, photojournalist Lionel Mendez, is also brought into custody.
Well, I don't know. I'm bleeding from on the side of my eye. I'm bleeding on my arm. Cops just shot my window out, my passenger side window out. The glass shattered as I tried to quickly turn and get out of their way. The glass clearly nailed me right here. My name is Ryan Faircloth. I'm a reporter with the Star Tribune. Fun stuff, right, guys? Yeah. I was just trying to get out of the area.
So I'm working on some more in-depth pieces on the rise of ethno-nationalism.
Really enforce the citywide curfew shutdown so we can arrest anybody who's walking around. Okay. My command wanted me to come talk to you guys and request that you guys secrete either inside the businesses or in your vehicles somewhere where it's not a violation. So we don't look like we're playing favorites. Gotcha. We can go interior.
Late-stage capitalism and other issues connected with this. I just needed to get this out there. Sorry if it's a bit ranty. I have also released another video today that is fun things that you can do in these angry times. So it's music or books or things that you can read that are fun, but some of them can also help you in this current situation. Please check it out. Hope you like this. Please like, subscribe, share and comment. Over and out. Peace.